Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. My name is Bob Miller, and I am the Sales Color Services Manager at IT Supplies. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. This webinar is the second in an educational series that we are calling RIP Week. Today we are joined by Matt Crawford, Regional General Manager at ONYX Graphics Incorporated. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that all attendees will be muted throughout the webinar to reduce background noise. During the webinar, we encourage you to make notes of any questions that you may have, and at the end of the presentation, feel free to type whatever questions you have into the presenter's chat box. One final note, please be sure to stick around at the end of this presentation. IT Supplies is working closely with manufacturers like ONYX and X-Ray to offer you special pricing for all attendees. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Matt Crawford. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate you having us for RIP Week. I think this is our second year doing it. So it's fun and I think a great program. Today we will talk about our new ONYX 18 product and some of the new features and functionalities that go along with ONYX 18. We'll talk a little bit about our service agreement program, some of the really color-centric things that we've added to 18. So it's really exciting. It's been out for a few months now. Some great promotions going on through the end of the month. So we'll cover all that. And again, happy to answer any questions. Bob will sort of moderate at the end, and we'll go from there. So feel free, though, to type questions as we go. And Bob, obviously, if there's something that makes sense to stop and handle, we'll do so. Otherwise, we'll get to them at the end. But I have no problem with sort of fielding them on the fly if it's appropriate to what we're talking to. So with that, we'll get into ONYX 18. ONYX 18 obviously is a full version release, really centered around color, couple new core features, fast output. But with that, we'll start by walking through the color technology. ICC Max, some new saturation features and poster color 2.0. We'll go through all those individually, but that's really what makes up the new feature set, as well as AccuBoost. You'll see that we've really taken a next step with color as far as new tools and technologies, functionality here with ONYX 18. And 18 really compromises, it really goes through all of our product lines. So whether it's RIP Center to Poster Shop as our classic workstation products, or Thrive in our workflow products, all of our products have moved now to ONYX 18. So we can start with ICC Max. ICC Max is really the key to the new to future color. It's the new ICC standard. It was actually co-developed and named after our color scientist Max Durhack. You see a lot of the industry sort of striving to get these new technologies embedded into their software, but because we have Max on staff, he also volunteers with the ICC, but because we have him on staff, we're able to integrate these new features to drive kind of the latest color technology. And you'll see that we have that embedded in our software now. The key to ICC Max is this is all spectral technology, which is going to enable functionality to do much better matching across multiple devices, take into account light sources, take into account viewing conditions. Just really going to be the next level of color going forward as we move into the future. We've added some new algorithms for saturation and hue stabilization when mapping into higher saturation levels. This isn't necessarily for accuracy as much as saturation gains when trying to use some of the new high gamut technologies, your Epson S80s, maybe even the R series, as well as dye sub. So really trying to maximize the available color modeling with these new super high gamut technologies. You'll see that ONYX 18 really delivers some amazing gamut expansions that really help us to sort of get all the bang for the buck with these new printing technologies that offer super large color gamut printing. And Poster Color 2.0 is a rendering intent that, smart rendering intent that sort of complements that, in that when we're looking for, again, not super accurate color, but when we're looking for super vivid color, Poster Color 2.0 really uses some smart technology to actually analyze the file and help to give what we call a smart saturation rendering intent that really, again, allows you to, with normal US web-coded swap CMYK images, to really go beyond swap and into these super chromatic colors, again, utilizing in dye sub and such, utilizing these super high gamut printers. Hey, Bob, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, no problem.
Get out of this portion. So that goes through the new color technologies. With Adobe 18, we've included the latest Adobe APPE RIP engine. Super important to keep up with the latest Adobe Creative Cloud technology. Now with version 18, every product that ONYX sells will include the Adobe APPE engine. So whether you're a poster shop user or a production house, Rip Center, Gamma Print, or Thrive, you name it, with the 18 upgrade, you will get the true Adobe APPE 4.8 RIP engine. It's going to give you the best in processing for the latest files that come out of the Creative Cloud, the best in predictability performance. Definitely the industry leader. It's kind of easy when you're processing files made in your own technology, kind of easy to control that and make sure that you have the best opportunity for a successful result. The biggest thing with APPE4 is expanded spot color handling, as well as super high speeds. So you're going to see super fast rip speeds and the ability to handle many more spot colors, kind of rare to need, but super helpful when needed. And then the speed increase is great. We'll see actually Adobe's launching APPE 5, not currently available, but you'll see even APPE 5 launched here before the end of the year, and actually the next point release for version 18. So again, as I said, the APPE, the Adobe technology, will be integrated into everything that we sell. Some new tools with Adobe 18, or with ONYX 18. Color check is really my favorite, and really a huge step for ONYX and color tools. Our color check tool is really a process control tool. This is going to allow you to create benchmarks, to do some verifications against industry standards, to create color checks for important colors in a customer's job. So with color check, you're going to print a set of swatches. You're going to measure those in with a color measurement device, or with the case of a HP printer that has them embedded, you could even read them right from the printer. And what it's going to do is report back pass fails based on industry standards. So you can check to see if you're G7 compliant. You can check to see if your brand colors are in gamut. You can check to see if your printer's printing the same way over time. So that's called a baseline. Gives you the ability to know that nothing's happened, even that would be hard to see. It allows you to just validate that the color coming off your printer is what it was when you last verified. It also sort of gives you a warning if you set time restrictions, so that it sort of forces you to recheck over time. Again, ensures that what you're about to print is being printed from a standard state. We've done a bunch of different case studies using color check. You see these reports that you get after you print the swatches and measure them. Gives you a ton of data to know. You can use that data. In this case, we're comparing Pantone swatches against a profile distributed by a manufacturer, a 12.2 ONYX profile, an ONYX 18 profile, and then an ONYX 18 profile using some new profiling technology we'll talk about in a minute called AccuBoost. You can see over here on the right, we're just comparing these technologies, and the percentage of match from left to right really goes from 72, trying to hide that, 72% accuracy all the way up to 87%.